This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the chairman and CEO of Mawson Resources, Mr. Michael Hudson. Mike, good morning. How are you?
Good morning from down under, Gerardo. I'm very well.
I watched a recent webinar you did, and we'll try to put a link to it at the end of this interview. It was well done, and it did a really thorough job of going over the multiple projects in Australia, of course, where you're based out of right now. You just had some news earlier detailing the mining history of the Redcastle high-grade gold project. This is a project that many are extremely excited about, and the market has rewarded quality exploration specifically out of this region. Can you provide a brief overview of the projects, and then let's talk about the details in the release?
So specifically, this is about the Redcastle project, one of the three projects we have in the Victorian goldfields. Redcastle is in the shadow of the head frame of Fosterville, which has changed the geological opportunity, rewritten the geological opportunity here in Victoria. It's immediately along strike from Costerfield, which is a 1 million ounce plus system that is being mined by Mandalay. So these three projects, Redcastle, Costerfield and Fosterville, were historic mining areas. Redcastle, our project, we're in joint venture with Ngambie Resources, was the most significant field in the day. It was mined 30 years before Costerfield was really looked at and mined, and way before Fosterville was even discovered or thought about. The old timers went for grade, and this project had grade in oodles, if you like, putting it into simple language. We've got 17 kilometers combined of high-grade structures that were mined down to the water table. The old timers couldn't get below that water because that flooded the mines. They didn't have the pumping technology. They were mining at hundreds of grams across thinner zones, sort of meter type wide zones, and it's an epizonal system. It's exactly an analog for what Fosterville is, what Costerfield is. The old timers mined these very high grades, but they left gold in the walls. They left gold at their feet and walked away from these mines. And surprisingly, this field, the most significant field in terms of it was mined out before Fosterville and Costerfield, that are modern day mines, hasn't had one drill hole underneath any of these high grade structures. Not one drill hole. And that's our opportunity. We've spent the last two press releases over the last couple of weeks outlining what we're doing. The geophysics is starting on the project, gravity, magnetics, and induced polarization next week. A drill rig will be turning up to our projects here in Australia, and we've got another project called Sunday Creek and Redcastle that will be drilling within 2.5 to 3 weeks. That drill rig will start turning. So it's a very exciting time. This project is just one of those staggering projects. We're not looking for something from first principles. Essentially, this is what Fosterville have found at the Swan Zone, which is 1.5 to 2 million ounces it was over 2 million ounces before they started mining it at close to 40 grams. That's
good, by the way.
That's good. That's 40 times the average grade, essentially.
Correct.
Of any mine around the world, and this is that Swan Zone turned on its side and mined by old timers down to 50 meters on average and not being drilled to death. So it's just crying out for drilling, and we're pretty excited.
You mentioned the geophysics, which obviously, that's exciting, but the diamond drilling program that's supposed to commence in late August, early September is the main event as it relates to Redcastle. There should be news, however, beforehand out of Finland with the resource update. You and I spoke, I believe, a little less than a week ago. All was well then and on schedule. How are things coming along for that update?
On schedule, mid-August, and the work is of all the data with our QP as we stand. So we'll be looking at a resource upgrade mid-August. We'll have a drill starting. There was a bit of in our press release today. We said 2.5 to 3 weeks time, and then we said late August. So we didn't get that quite right because the rig is a bit of a moving feast, but it's the earlier date that we're looking to be drilling. So mid-August too is likely when that first rig will move in rather than late August. And so lots of key points and key information that is coming to the table in the next few weeks for Mawson.
Mike, exciting times. I'll let you go. I know you have a busy day ahead of you. Thank you so much for that thorough update. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, you always ask that question, Gerardo. Just the solidity of Finland and the resource and the excitement of testing an uber high-grade system that extends over a large distance that has never been tested in one of the hottest addresses in the world at the moment.
And the treasury to explore and develop both, right?
Correct. 17.5 million cash is the actual cash balance today.
Excellent. Mike, thank you.
Thank you.